Hey guys, it's Ellie and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a tattoo video, finally! And I know you guys have been requesting this for months now and I have yet to deliver, so today it's happening right now. So I've been waiting to do the tattoo video for months now because I want it to be perfect and I want my tattoo video to be really special because my tattoos are really special to me and I have several of them and you know, it's a thing. So I decided I would do the tattoo tag because you guys have requested that specifically, but also I think it's a really good precursor to an all about my tattoos, like longer, more in-depth video where I explain them all. Before we get started, I have to make the disclaimer because you kind of have to talk about these things before you jump into something that's controversial. I decided to get tattoos as a personal decision. I talked about it with my loved ones and it was just a decision that I made for my own body. And because it is my own body, those decisions are up to me and I am proud of them. If you are someone who does not like tattoos or thinks it's a bad thing to do, that's completely your prerogative. I am not saying you should believe in tattoos or believe that they're a good thing. I am only explaining my tattoos and my experiences with them, and I hope that you guys will accept that, and let's go ahead and move forward. So, question number 1, how many tattoos do you have? I have 10, which I've gotten over the past like 7 years. Number 2, what's your favorite tattoo? That's a really hard one and I've been thinking about this all morning because I knew I was going to be asked this question and I just don't know because I love them all, but ooh, so they're all really different. Like I love this fish one aesthetically because I just love the way it looks and it's very difficult to show you guys because it wraps around my arm. Oh, that's a good way to do it. Let me just do it like this. There's the head and then it spins around and then you got the tail. And everyone thinks it's a phoenix, but I love this one because of the way it looks. But the one that I love the most for its meaning is this one. It says Halcyon and it's in my mom's handwriting and I got this one just on a whim one day. And it's just really special. Halcyon comes from a Greek myth. But long story short, basically it's just a time of peace and tranquility and calmness, and that's a big thing for me because I am prone to anxiety and I tend to just move at like 1,000 miles an hour in my life. So I need to remind myself to just like give myself times to be completely calm and tranquil and to really do things for myself that make me feel peaceful. So that's why I got that one in my mom's handwriting because my mom and I are really close. If you guys have watched any of my vlogs, then you would probably have figured that out, but she's just such a special woman to me, and you know, in my mind she's an idol for me of someone who has led a really good life and someone who has really done what she needs to do to take care of herself. And so it all just kind of mixes and knits together and became this tattoo, and I just love it. Number 3, how old were you when you got your first tattoo? I was 17 and I was living in North Carolina at the time where I grew up, and in North Carolina, you cannot get a tattoo, or at least at the time, I don't know what it is now, but you couldn't get a tattoo if you were under 18. It was like a hard law. So my mom drove me to Virginia and I got my Everest wrist tattoo. This was my very first one, and it was a song. It was a song by the Emerson Letters, which I was obsessed with at the time. And I got it because it was happening during a really bad divorce between my parents, and it just totally ripped our whole family apart, and it's continued to like wreak havoc on us for years, but it was just really messy, and that was the song that kind of got me through the time. And the whole song is about seeing things through and climbing the mountain and all of that stuff. So it was just really special, and it just really marked that phase of my life where I needed something to help me get through the days because I was just not in a good mind frame at the time. So that's that. Question number 4, what do your parents think about your tattoos? My parents, it's been a learning experience with them. Like at first they weren't into it, but now I think they're more okay with it. I think my dad will always kind of feel like I have like a few too many, or you know, whatever it is. I don't think he's totally into the tattoo thing. My mom is a little more accepting of the tattoos. I had to convince her at first, but ever since then I think she's realized that it's just something I'm gonna do, and she's liked my choices so far. So you know, they both seem very okay with it, and you know, there are definitely no hard feelings or qualms between my parents and I and my tattoos. So number 5, does your boyfriend like your tattoos? If so, what's his favorite? Oh, my husband is not a tattoo fan, that's for sure. He doesn't dislike my tattoos, but I wouldn't say that he likes them either. It's obviously not something that kept him from marrying me, so that's a plus, but I know that he would be happiest if I didn't get any more tattoos, and that's okay. You know, I don't require the person that I love to love my tattoos, and it is what it is. He, at the same time though, completely understands that it's my body, and he respects me enough to let me make those decisions about my body. So I love him for that. But I do know that if he had to pick a favorite, I believe it's the Halcyon one because he really likes my relationship with my mom and how that's a special thing. So he's a big family man, and I know that the family oriented tattoos are definitely the ones that are higher on his list of ones that he likes, or almost legs. Number 6, did you always have a love for tattoos and what's your inspiration? I wouldn't say that I always had a love for tattoos, but as I started to become a teenager and like get older, I really started to like them a lot, and I was always really fascinated when I saw people with them or saw them online. You know, I loved to look at them on Tumblr. That was always like a thing. So I don't know. My inspiration for them is everything that I see around. You know, I love quotes. I love letter tattoos. I love written tattoos, as you've probably seen by now. And any quotes that inspire me or lyrics that inspire me or things of that nature that inspire me, I will put on my body. And I love colors and I love art. I've been fortunate enough to find a really amazing tattoo artist, and I kind of just let her do what she wants to do with it, you know, with my ideas. I tell her to draw something up for me and I completely trust her because she's freaking amazing. I'm gonna leave all her information down below. And she draws things up and then puts them on my skin and they're beautiful. So it makes me happy, you know, I love them. Number 7, do you plan on getting more tattoos in the future? I do, against my husband's wishes. It's definitely something we're gonna continue talking about. I have always wanted to finish the sleeve ever since I started it, and I have plans to get something peacock feather related happening up here, and I've also thought of a few other things, but I want to continue the, you know, bluish, greenish, colorful thing that's happening up my arm, and I want it to all be outlineless. That's the thing that's really special about my tattoos, is that they lack the black outlines that you see with most tattoos. I am gonna make sure that I do it at a point where my husband is okay with it, because I'm not looking to rock the boat. They say a happy wife is a happy life, but a happy husband is also a happy life. Number 8, which tattoo would you say was the most painful? That would be the one on my foot. That one was killer. For whatever reason, I think it's just because it's right on the top of my foot bone, you know, that foot bone thing. It's just, oh, it hurt so bad, and I was so jumpy, and Chantal, my artist, kept just like being like, you need to be still, because I think she was struggling because my foot just kept like jumping up because it was right on that bone and it hurt so intensely. That was definitely my most painful, but the cat one is also one of my favorites because it represents my cat, which you guys know so well by now. And I've just always had such a connection with the feline persuasion, so it's just a special one. They're all special to me. Number 10, what was your least painful tattoo? I would say that my least painful was probably this heart, because it's really simple and it was really fast. It's just a black outline, as you can see, and that's exactly what I wanted. And because it's on such a meaty part of my arm, it was just, you know, a super quick tattoo, very minimal pain. I feel like most of the meatier parts of your body tend to hurt a little bit less when you get tattoos. So, you know, either the heart or the love me over here. This one wasn't too bad either, and both of them were fairly quick. So these are probably my easiest, least painful tattoos. Just because I know that you'll ask, I'll go ahead and tell you this love me is possibly another one of my favorites. I don't know how I'm supposed to decide which my favorite is, but I do want to talk about this because it's extremely important to me and fairly recent. I got this one as kind of a representation of the phase of my life where I live in New York City. It is a popular graffiti tag by the artist Curtis Kool-Aid, also linked below, and he has put this all over New York City, all over the world now, and I have just always loved it. Ever since I first saw it, I was totally obsessed, and I would look for it and see it all over the place, all over buildings, as stickers on poles and stuff, and I was just always so into it. I love that it says love me, and it's very me. So I decided to get it as a tattoo just to commemorate my moving to New York, and however long I am in New York, I want to commemorate this phase of my life with something, and that was the way that I chose to do it. Number 11, who do you tag? Anyone who has tattoos. I don't know how many of you guys have tattoos. I know of a few of you that do, but I want everyone who has tattoos to do this tag, because I think that anytime we see YouTubers with tattoos or bloggers or whatever, we always wonder what they mean, what they're about, and all that. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this little, you know, Spark Notes version of my tattoos, and as I promised, there will be a full all about my tattoos in-depth discussion about them. At some point, it will be a longer video. I will go into detail about every single tattoo, and yes, so I just want to make sure that's perfect for you guys. So anyways, I love you all so much. I appreciate you watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.